What is going on, guys, and welcome to HTML tutorial. In this video we're going to talk about HTML forms, and actually we're going to start talking about HTML forms because, as you can see, there's actually many forms that we could use in HTML. And if you think of forms in real life, it's actually you're collecting some type of data, right? From let's say when you're filling any type of survey or anything like that. So the same works in HTML. When you're filling out the form, you want your user or whoever is visiting your website either to leave a comment or I don't know, or leave some type of information about themselves, or let's say if you're filling out any type of survey again online or something like that. So in order to create a form in HTML, you would have to first create a form element, and you can see that it has the opening and a closing tags. And after that, within that form element, we would start to type what type of form we would want. So in this case, we're going to start with the most basic one. It's going to be text field. So I write over here input, and then over here I would type attribute type. And you can see what options I'm given by the brackets, right? That you can see that it's quite a lot. So we're going to start with the first one, which is text. And the input is actually a self-enclosing form. So we'll just put here / over here. And now we have a form over here. You can see over here. But let's say I'm just going to make it a little bit realistic. And I'm just going to write username and a colon over here. And now I can see that I have a username and I have a form over here for that username. Now, once we're going to start actually working with a forms, or in general, once you're going to start working with forms in real life, you'll see that obviously the database would need to know what type of form it is and how to process it. So another attribute that you always have to write with the forms is actually name of the form. Now you can choose whatever name you want, but it would make sense actually if you would make something that's relevant to, let's say, username. So in this case, I'm just going to write username, but I could have easily named this dog or cat or animal or whatever I would want. But it makes more sense if it's relatable to the actual form that you're trying to fill out. So we go over here and we have username, and let's say I'm going to say Johnny345, and obviously once I press enter, the page just reloads, but nothing is happening because we haven't connected to any type of database. But you can see over here that we have created our first form. So let's just copy this and let's make another text input field, but this one let's create a line break in between, and like this. And over here, I'm going to say favorite food. Okay, and now I have a username, and then I have favorite food. Now, once we will actually going to be sending the forms to some type of database, there's actually two attributes that we would need to enclose in the form element. The first one would be action over here, and the second one would be method. And again, you can see that method has two options. It's get or post, and action attribute would have more options because we can either send it to that website, send it to the database, or just in the most simple one, we can just send it to our email, which is we're gonna do, but not right now. We're gonna actually start covering that once we cover the input type is gonna be the submit button. And then I'll show you how we could actually just test it out by sending to our email. This is going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.